Alright, hey guys, here we are, pick you guys up. And, just kind of reset things here. I don't know what hole we're going to be getting or any of the pertinent information. So you can see with what I'm doing, just going to be, just kind of resetting my bag. I hope my opponent goes first. Oh, crap. So I forget my base backspin value for this hole. And of course I have, might be topspin. I think it might be 1.5. I bet you I'm going to need full in this situation. Maybe just a little bit of side spin. Very, very little. As I mentioned, I'm probably going to need pretty full here. I usually use max ring adjustment. I'm going to have to just wing this for this one situation. It's about 5 rings. And I'll kind of go through the explanation after I hit this, because I was just getting a little bit short for time. Let's see how this looks. So far so good, and it's going right towards it. Looks like I was able to get it. So let's talk a little bit about what I did. I usually use plus 10%. Into the wind, I'm going to use plus 20%. If you guys remember what I just used there, I don't. 7.0 maybe, 7.2. So this is more or less what I was basically doing, about plus 20%, right around, 6 rings or so, 5 and something. So, and I, as I mentioned, was using the max ring adjustment. Going up against a sniper, it's going to be very, very challenging. I do not recommend ever not doing the rough bump. So just use the rough bump and just play around with your, your percentage and use the max ring adjustment. Like I mentioned, with a normal side wind, I'll probably just use a plus 10% elevation because you are shooting down to a little bit lower target. And there you can see my opponent coming up well short. As I mentioned, into a headwind like that, make sure that you're upping your elevation. The wind effect does not work quite in a linear fashion, so you're going to be underplaying it if you don't go at least what, you go for a side wind plus some. So you always need to be thinking, into the wind, I got to go more. Downwind, usually, let's just say I was going downwind and pulling back towards min club or whatever, then I just kind of stick with the base plus 10%. I don't add any extra because I'm taking off and the ball's not carrying as far into the air, and then it relaunches back to kind of that initial spot. So you'll see tailwinds almost play very similar to a side wind. But the only difference being that the headwind, you're going to have to definitely add a, at least 10 to 15%, give or take, on average. The stronger the wind gets, even more. So just something to consider. Be on the lookout for the next hole coming up, and catch you guys later. Good luck.